You are watching the ETN.
You're looking live here at Fort Morgan, the home of the Mustangs. Brandon Bird here with you for the Erie Tiger Network's coverage of 3A football. And it's an exciting one here tonight. Your Erie Tigers with a chance to win their first league title since 1995. But they have to knock off Fort Morgan, who is also looking for a league title here on the road of pretty storied Fort Morgan football program. Well, welcome in. I'm Brandon Bird. Alongside me is Grayson Blaylock. And Grayson, a lot of excitement just driving here. A lot of excitement being here. The Tigers wearing their all whites today. They saved them for today, for this moment, with a chance at the league title. And I think these players are pretty pumped up down there.
You're right. You're right. They are pretty excited for this one. You can feel it in the air. Even just standing there watching them warm up, they're ready for this one. They're ready, I think, for maybe a closer game like the ones that we saw last year. Obviously, if you've been watching, a lot of blowouts lately. The score last week, 56-13. I think they're hoping for some competition and an 8-1 Fort Morgan team that hopefully should be able to provide some.
And a good Fort Morgan team. When we talked with Coach Cooper before the game, he mentioned how good they were, how good their front was, and he thought it was going to be a knockdown, drag-em-out kind of game for a league championship, and something that Fort Morgan is no stranger to. But as we mentioned, the last time the Tigers won a league championship, you have to go all the way back to 1997. Ironically enough, that was the last time the Erie Tigers won a state championship. So the data says if you win a league championship at Erie High School, you're going to win a state championship. At least that's what this squad is hoping. And tonight is kind of the first test in a while that this Tiger team will have had.
You're right, it is. And a lot of that for Fort Morgan is in their ground game. I know J.P. Hamer, one of their running backs, Isaac Linker, both of them seniors. You'll hear their names called a lot tonight on the ground running the ball for Fort Morgan. You mentioned the Fort Morgan line. Erie's line, impressive in its own right. And that's been one of the reasons that the games have been so lopsided. No Roper. You could have driven a car through some of the holes that he's had to run through.
All right, well, we are just moments from starting. I beg your pardon. Erie will be receiving the kickoff. Here, they're wearing their all-white uniforms. Fort Morgan in all black with the black helmets as well and the white numbers. And it will be Noah Roper that leads thing. You look at Noah Roper, and we got here, and 2 radio stations for Fort Morgan calling this game. Should we kind of fail on internet, you should probably go to 1400kftm.net or Google that and listen to the game. Our good friend Scott Roberts calling the game for the Mustang Radio. He kind of mentioned, hey, so there's no Roper. He's the real deal. And absolutely 1,648 rushing yards. Well, here we go. Fort Morgan will kick things off. And this one is a low worm burner. It's going to be picked up at the 28 by the up man. That's Ian Vera all the way up to the 38. And that is where the Tigers will begin their first drive. A little bit of a bare bones broadcast, not our regular graphics that you see. We kind of split up our broadcasting equipment so we could try and catch volleyball as well. So we'll still get some replay in. One camera, that's all we'll get for tonight. Just wanted to keep you on alert when it comes to that. So here comes Erie, led by Gavin Mendoza. At quarterback, Caleb Furman will be split out wide, and the Tigers will start at the 39-yard line with the ball between the hashes. Handoff to Roper through the hole. Roper just kind of ducks through one man and ends up picking up about 7 on that play.
Stopped at the 36, pulled down by Linker.
And a good first run there for Roper. That's what you want to see starting off the game. And quickly, a 7-yard pickup for Erie.
So 2nd and 3 for the Tigers. Hand off to Roper, right side stretch play. He'll cut it up, and hey, this is some adversity that I think is good for this Erie team. Third down here on the first drive. That is just not something that we have seen a lot of from this Erie Tiger team this year, as they just blow through teams on the first and second play of every drive. So here we go, 3rd and 2 for the Tigers. Ball spotted at the 46-yard line. Roper is the Wildcat back there by himself. Roper takes a snap. He'll run it to his right. Has first down yardage as he leans across the 50 all the way down to the 49. And a pickup there of about 4 for Noah. He's already got 3 carries, 12 yards in this game.
And that's probably a short yardage package that we'll see from Erie a couple times tonight. Just Erie's offensive coordinator saying, our line is bigger, faster than your line. We're just going to plow straight through and use our all-state running back to get us first downs.
All right, so Mendoza takes a snap, hands off to Roper. He's met right at the line of scrimmage, gets through it. Roper's still on his feet, and Noah Roper cannot be stopped at the line and somehow finds a way. And they are going to call his forward progress down a yard behind the line of scrimmage. And so after what looked like a little burst, Noah Roper will actually lose a yard.
And it did look like he got caught up in the line there, which he did. Refs just whistled it dead right before it looked like he broke away there.
So 2nd and 11 here for the Tigers. Mendoza in the pistol. Defense loading the box. Here goes the keeper. Mendoza has it on the right side, and Mendoza will pick up about 7 yards or so on the carry. Everyone just kind of went towards Noah Roper, and Mendoza kept it, made the good read that time.
And that's something that Erie will look to exploit tonight. Obviously, Noah Roper will have the full attention of the Fort Morgan defense, and anytime they can get Gavin Mendoza for 7 yards, that's what they want.
So 3rd and 5, handoff to Roper, left side, dances through the hole, leaning for the first down. That's going to be awful close. He's still going to be about a yard short, and that will bring up a 4th down here for the Tigers.
Stopped in a yard short, 4th and a yard.
Looks like they're going to leave their offense out there.
Yeah, in this situation, we have seen the Tigers go for it a lot already this year. Tigers have only trailed for 4 minutes all season long. Tied here, first possession. Roper in the Wildcat, he takes it. Will follow the lead blocker, Vera, and will get, I think, enough for a first down. The Fort Morgan sideline jumping up and down, but the line got a pretty good push. Don't even really think it was that close, to be honest.
No, and it looks like they're going to mark him back a little bit from where he was, but he will have the first down. It looks from our angle by about a yard or so.
Yeah, healthy 2-yard pickup there for the Tigers, so fresh set of downs. Gavin Mendoza will come back on the field here for Erie, as well as some of the receiving personnel, including Tyler Gardner. Caleb Furman, who had a pick 6 and a touchdown last week. How about that for a heck of a game?
If Noah Roper hadn't had 5 touchdowns, he could have been the player of the game.
That's right, that's right. Now Gardner will line out left side to the top of the formation. It's Furman. They'll send Gardner in motion. Play action. Mendoza looking deep. He's got Furman with some separation. Underthrows a little bit, and a solid defensive play made that time. A huge height mismatch, but I believe that was Donovan Moya on the coverage who just got his mitt on the football.
And it looks like Mendoza might have put a little too much air under that one, and Furman had to slow down a little bit, allowing the cornerback to make a better play on the ball. And it was just short enough of the end zone that the cornerback was able to get in and break up that pass.
So Mendoza again in the pistol. Hands off, Roper. Roper stutters through the hole and then will dive under to his left, and a pickup of maybe 2. And so far, what Coach Cooper said, this front 7 from Fort Morgan, pretty solid. They have held their end of the deal up so far. Right now, Noah only averaging 2.7 a carry. Tigers 3.25 yards a carry so far in this first drive.
And that's something that kind of reminds you of the Pueblo South game. Noah had a lot of carries, especially as the game wore on, for 7 or 8 yards, but never really broke a big one.
Noah this time will motion out wide. He's all alone. Mendoza takes a snap, drops, looks toward Noah. He's going to fire down the sideline. Noah just burns everyone, but the throw was a little bit too far. And I think that caught the defensive backs for Fort Morgan a little bit off guard with Noah's speed there.
And I think it did, and I think Mendoza just was about a half-second behind on his throw, threw it a little bit towards the middle of the field. Roper was on the outside. He might have thought Roper was going to come and break in a little bit. He had space on the outside if he'd put it more on the back shoulder, but threw it inside, and now it looks like Erie will go for it again.
4th and 8, and Erie's lined up like they are going to go, and they will actually call a timeout. We'll stick right here as the Tigers all square here. 7:23 remaining. I forgot that we don't have a clock, so I'll try and remind you the time. Maybe I can get Grayson Wolf, our producer, to kind of punch me in the shoulder every minute or so. Tiger fans, don't forget to follow us on social media. You can find us on Twitter at ErieTigerNet or like the Erie Tiger Network Facebook page. Check us out online as well at ErieTigerNetwork.com. And we would love for you to be a partner of Erie Tiger Network on Patreon. Head over to patreon.com/Erie Tiger Network. You can support us for as little as $1 a month, or you can sponsor a segment for $25 a month. And I should mention, if you go to ErieTigerNetwork.com, because it's the playoffs and we do have to pay for playoff rights, if you want to be a supporter of the Erie Tiger Network so that we can get the playoffs going, there are 3 ways you can do that online. Just be sure to check that out on ErieTigerNetwork.com. So here we go, 4th and 8. Tigers are going to go for it. Gardner is the running back here. They'll run a fake screen. Mendoza hit as he throws, and that threw off the pass quite a bit as he had a couple open guys, but he was hit while making the throw, and Fort Morgan forces a turnover on downs.
It looked like he stepped up in the pocket to try to get a better look at the throw. Maybe a little bit of a delayed blitz. Couldn't see very well, but it's looked like maybe one of the linemen either shed their block and just got in his face, and he didn't see that or anticipate it, and that's what caused the throw to be errant there.
Gavin Mendoza 0 for 3 here to start this game. Fort Morgan, they have the former Broomfield coach on their staff, and that is where the Erie staff comes from. So these two sides know the systems really well here tonight, so it'll be interesting, the chess match that we see in this game. So 1st and 10 for the Mustangs. It's Isaac Linker, the quarterback. He's going to throw to pass right down the middle, wide open is J.P. Hamer, and he is going to take it to the end zone. So J.P. Hamer out of the backfield, and a quick touchdown for Fort Morgan, a score of 64 yards.
And that pass caught Erie off guard. They were pressing. Looks like they're expecting a run there. And obviously a run's not what happened. Just a little hitch route over the middle at about the first down marker. And just like that, Erie trails for the first time in league play all year.
And they trail for the first time since that Meade game. We mentioned they've only trailed for 4 minutes all season long, and now they will trail in this game. It's 7-0. We'll take a quick timeout here on the Erie Tiger Network.
Chiropractors don't treat your symptoms. We treat the cause of your symptoms. On your first visit, we'll review your medical history and examine your vital signs, posture, strength, and reflexes. We'll also perform tests which are designed to give us insight into what may be causing your problem. The doctors at Great Day Chiropractic don't just treat adults. We also treat children of all ages. We're located in historic Old Town Erie at 515 Briggs Street. We're open 5 days a week from Monday through Friday and the 2nd and 4th Saturdays of each month.
Don't worry, 74 people were picked before me in the NFL draft.
To fight childhood obesity, United Way and the NFL are helping kids play at least 60 minutes a day.
Okay, time for the team obstacle course. Yay!
What this place needs is more healthy kids. To get involved or donate, go to unitedway.org/play60.
Now I get it.
And welcome back in. Kickoff here after the Fort Morgan touchdown. And another little sputtering kick. This one's going to be picked up at the 22 by Kana. He's going to take it all the way across the field. Thought he had a hole there for just a second. Instead stretches it too far east and west. And the Tigers will start at the 27.
And not quite as good field position for Erie after that one. Apologize, our camera view was blocked, so we just raised our camera. That's why a little behind on the kickoff.
All right, so 1st and 10 for the Tigers. See if they can't do a little bit better here in this drive. Tigers 3 passes on that first drive, only a little over 3 yards a rush. And so Mendoza will lead Tigers out on the field. Roper behind him in the pistol. And a little bit of miscommunication there between Mendoza and Roper. And so far the Tigers not looking too sharp.
Down for a gain of a yard.
No, they're not. And that miscommunication, Gavin thought Noah was coming on the other side, it looked like. Kind of sums up this first half of the first quarter of the game for Erie. Almost coming out a little bit tired, it looks like.
2nd and 9 here. Mendoza takes the snap, hands off Roper right side, squirts through a hole, stutters, and then is collected by about 4 Mustang jerseys, but will pick up 8 on the play, and that'll bring up a 3rd and 1.
And that's the kind of play Erie needs to see more. That's what you're kind of used to seeing if you're an Erie fan. And obviously, can't go wrong with an 8-yard gain.
So big 3rd down here early. We'll actually call that 3rd and 2. Ball spot a little bit shorter where I thought it was going to end up. Roper is just going to run Wildcat. So already seeing a lot of Wildcat here on big situations. Fort Morgan really loading the box here. 10 guys in the box. Roper keeps himself right side, jumps over a man and gets across the 40. And a decent pickup there of 6 yards for Roper.
And this is an interesting contrast, seeing the Wildcat and then the spread on that 4th down play. 4 wide receivers. 1 running back, Tyler Gardner, and no Roper at receiver, and then the Wildcat. So maybe a little bit of a wrinkle that Erie's throwing into their playbook, trying to give the Fort Morgan defense some different looks that they maybe haven't seen on film as much this year.
So 1st and 10 here for Erie. Mendoza claps the hand. They'll send McDonald across the formation. Runs play action, has a wide open man. It's Jamie Nelms down the middle of the field, makes the catch across the 20, down inside to the 10, all the way to the 9-yard line.
And Erie, right at the beginning of this game, still showing confidence in Mendoza despite the couple incompletions. And it paid off right there with a huge gain.
You see Nelms make the nice catch and then just get tackled there from behind. So here we go, 1st and goal from the 9 after the 50-yard pass play. Handoff Roper right side. He's got the edge. No, not quite, but leans, dives toward the goal line, and he'll be down just Roper short, maybe at the 2. A pickup there of about 7 for Noah.
And Erie running up the line pretty fast. They will substitute, so Fort Morgan can as well.
2nd down and goal from the 2.
And it will be 2nd and goal from the 2.
So 7-0, Mustangs lead, 4:41 remaining here. Direct to Noah, left side plunges into the end zone for a Tiger touchdown, and Noah Roper puts the Tigers on the board with a 2-yard run.
And that is a lot of the touchdown runs we've been seeing from Noah, especially in league play. They've been short yardage touchdowns. And that one, no different. 2 runs inside the 10-yard line. And Julian Castine looks to tie the game here.
So Tigers do trail for about as much as they have all season, but they come down and tie it right back up. And that kick is up, and it is through. So we'll take a timeout. Tigers square it up at 7 here on the Erie Tiger Network.
Range Landfill puts all your needs in front of everything else. Front Range Landfill won Erie Chamber of Commerce Business of the Year Award, as well as being featured on national television. We are very proud of our facility and we welcome the opportunity to address your disposal needs. Our focus is on customer service. We strive to achieve easy and rapid access in and out of the facility. We feel certain that we will exceed your expectations of your solid waste disposal requirements. Choose Front Range Landfill for all your landfill needs. You will be pleased.
And welcome back in. Kickoff here. And Castine will send this one 6 yards deep
into the end zone.
In the end zone. So Tigers tie it. One play for Fort Morgan, a 64-yard touchdown. So didn't really get to meet the Fort Morgan Mustangs. Isaac Linker, their quarterback for the Mustangs, thrown over 1,000 yards in this season, 16 touchdowns, only 1 interception. They also have a 1,000-yard rusher, 1,200-yard rusher in J.P. Hamer. So pretty good balanced attack here from the Mustangs, as Linker will be in the pistol here to start things. And as we said, very similar looks from these two programs, similar concepts. Hand off to Hamer, trying to go around the edge. Does get the edge up the sideline, and he'll pick up about 6 on the play.
Looked like Tab Sire knocked him out of bounds and fell onto Erie's bench a little bit and was being helped back up there.
Able to run the stop. Gain a 6, 2nd down and 4.
Now 2nd and 4 here. Fort Morgan looking at the sidelines, getting the signal in. Snap, handoff. Through a hole goes Hamer, has first down yardage, and is finally lassoed down after a pickup of about another 6-yard gain.
And similar plays there for Fort Morgan, just on both just little left side runs for Hamer. And Hamer, probably one of the better, if not the best back that Erie has seen this year. Fort Morgan, at least record-wise, is at the top of the teams that Erie's played in RPI. Meade, Frederick are both higher at the moment, those two playing right now. We'll try to get you an update on that score later.
1st and 10 here for the Mustangs. Ball spotted at the far hash. 4:06 remaining here in the quarter. Handoff Hamer, almost brought down by the line. Gets through the first wave of defenders and finally ridden down after a pickup of about 6. So pretty good job so far for this Mustang offense. At least 6 yards every time they have snapped the ball.
With help.
And this is something the Erie defense will have to adjust to. A balanced attack, not common in the teams they've played. Most of them are all really run-heavy teams. Maybe Thompson Valley the only exception to that. But Erie's going to have to adjust to being able to defend this balanced attack of the Mustangs.
2nd and 5, we'll actually call it here. Linker in the shotgun. Hands off to Hamer, and he ducks his head, but he's met in the, well, actually, they will give him forward progress all the way to the 40.
And that was Ian McDonald in there on the tackle. Good play recognition. Seen it a couple times. It's almost just like a sweep left, sweep right. McDonald saw the O-line movement, and was there to meet Hamer and stop him for a 1-yard loss.
So first 3rd down play here for Fort Morgan. They've got trips to the right. Linker and Hamer in the shotgun here. Linker looks to the sideline now, gets the play. Tiger defense moving around a little bit. Linker's going to roll a little pick play. Almost intercepted by Caleb Furman. He read it nicely, came underneath, and just couldn't quite get his mitts on it.
And good pressure there, too, from the Erie D-line. Being able to force that throw a little lower and out, probably a little farther outside than Linker would have liked.
And now Noah Roper will go back to return this punt. 4th and 3 here. Tigers kind of look like, at least initially, that they're kind of playing a little bit to guard against the fake.
Or taking a punt. Roper deep.
So here is the snap. They will punt it away. Tigers get some pressure. This is a punt straight up in the air, and Roper will let it bounce, and it takes an Erie bounce all the way back and finally stop down, I beg your pardon, at the 49, and that is where Erie will start over. So very good field position to start here for Erie.
And that punt really high, and looks like the punter hit it wrong, got some backspin on it, and, well, you'll take that every time.
Go Airheads Airsoft Field and Store in Erie gives children, teens, and adults an exhilarating, unforgettable experience in a unique battle zone. Play against your friends and friends-to-be. For more information, check them out online at goairheads.com. So 1st and 10 for the Tigers at their own 49, and Mendoza will come out with 2:17 remaining here in the quarter. They'll hand off to Roper. He'll hesitate, bursts through the line, puts his head down, and is stacked up by 3 or 4 black jerseys. And so far, Fort Morgan, their rushing defense, done a very good job team-wise. A lot of gang tackling.
They have, and it's obvious they've spent a lot of time, it looks, preparing for this one. This has been the game kind of for both teams, circled on the calendar. When first saw the leagues, Erie Fort Morgan last week of the season, and the schedules, that might be a
and off to Roper, right side, knives through hole, jumps over a defender laying on the ground, and he'll burst his way forward for about 7. That's going to bring up a 3rd and 1.
Huckenettle on the stop.
And good play by Roper, as usual. Roper just a little jump cut to the right, found some space, made some space, and now Erie has a 3rd and 1.
So 3rd and 1. Erie ran Wildcat last time, a little read option with Noah, and he kept it and got it. See what he does this time. He'll hand it off this time to Vera, right side, and he plunges his way forward for a pickup of about 3.
And smart call there by Erie. Obviously, Fort Morgan not expecting Vera to end up with it, and he was just able to plunge forward on the right side against a defense that looked like it was hesitating, waiting for Roper to take the ball there.
So now, wide receivers split, 1 to each side. Mendoza in the pistol. He'll hand off. Roper, bigger hole this time, and then just kind of tumbles his way through a pickup of 4, maybe 5 yards.
Gain of about 4, 2nd down and 6.
30 seconds left here in this quarter, so this might be the last play of the quarter here.
This one, I know we were thinking maybe a shootout, a lot of points scored. This could be a good old-fashioned defensive slugfest.
Mendoza takes the snap, bobbles it, puts it on the turf, then picks it up and is slung to the ground all the way back at the 40.
Mendoza is pulled down behind the line of scrimmage by Huckenettle.
And looks like Mendoza was expecting the snap in a different spot, and that is going to be 3rd.
That's going to be into the first quarter. The score is
it'll be 3rd and 11. That's the end of the first quarter. It's all square at 7. We'll take a timeout here on the Erie Tiger Network.
Hi, I'm Maya Michelson, and you're watching Erie Tiger Network.
Do you want a better smile, have a broken bracket, or are you a teenager in need of some braces? Then make your way down to Caraway Orthodontics. They are located in Louisville and Erie. Caraway Orthodontics supports Erie High School and its community. Come in and gain a beautiful smile for children, teens, and adults. They also provide Invisalign. Call this number 303-828-0454 or go to Caraway.
And welcome back in here, Erie Tiger Network, 3rd and 11. They're still going to hand it off to Roper, and Roper just going to charge his way forward, and Roper, tough to bring down,
Roper on the
will
carry,
get about half of it.
The 35 to about the
So
34.
clearly, I think what Erie's thinking there is they're going to go for it on 4th.
Norris on the
They
stop.
want to just bite off a chunk.
It's going to be 4th
And
and a
it
long
certainly does look
5.
that way. Erie, obviously, they're treating Fort Morgan territory as 4-down territory so far in this one tonight.
Mendoza, hard count. Now we'll check in with the sideline. And a timeout coming here from Coach
Timeout,
Cooper.
Erie.
So second time they've called timeout before a 4th down. And while we have a moment for Tiger fans looking to buy or sell home, Jen Elliston is the perfect fit for you. She prides herself in helping every family find a house and turn that house into a home. Jen has been helping people buy and sell real estate in the Denver area since 2013. Whether you're looking to buy a new home, sell your current home, or buy an investment property, Jen.
And the misdirection not working there for Erie. Just a little bubble screen for Caleb. The lineman not able to get out in time, and the defense didn't pull over.
So 1st and 10 for the Mustangs. They scored on the first play last time after a 4th down stop. See what they can do here. Already in this game for the Mustangs, 83 total yards. And they will draw Bradford offside. And I believe that is our first penalty of the night.
And it is.
Offside Erie. March at 5. Make
1. A keeper for Linker, steps through a tackle. Roper coming up, trying to strip the ball, and he will bring Linker down, but another good pickup there.
Roper on the stop. That's a Mustang first down.
Roper and Vera both getting in on that tackle. That's something we haven't seen. The first time we've seen Linker run the ball for the Mustangs tonight. And that's a decent chunk of yardage for them.
So a 28-yard pickup. And another fresh set of downs here for the Mustangs. So far, this Erie defense hasn't been what we've seen, and another offside.
And couldn't quite tell who that one was
Offside,
on.
Erie.
But
March at 5,
this
that's
Fort Morgan
Mustang
crowd
first and 5.
getting pretty into the game. Not sure if you can hear it or maybe see it on some of those 3rd and 4th downs, but stands shaking a little bit.
Now a pass down the seam, off the head of Kana, diving, and they're going to call interference anyways. Oh, man, I don't even think Kana made contact, but because he didn't turn around. And that was close to an interception on the deflection.
And it looks like Caleb Furman might have come down with that one in bounds. A great play by Furman, but I think that one actually popped up off Kana's helmet.
Interference on Erie.
And despite the contact or lack of it, that's going to put Fort Morgan. That's going to give Fort Morgan a 1st and goal.
Nope, just outside the 10 actually. And so the Tigers tagged now with 3 penalties on this drive.
Spotted at the 12, Mustang 1st and 10.
So Linker tried a hard count. Tigers didn't jump that time. Hamer motioned across the formation. And they'll reset the play here. 10:03 remaining in the first half. Linker gets the snap, looks right, fires right, fade route, corner of the end zone, and not a catch as Furman never turned around but also never made contact, and that one fell incomplete.
And that one maybe could have been a pass interference. Good no call there, though. Furman playing off enough to not draw the flag.
So 2nd and 10 here for the Mustangs. Handoff, Hamer, left side. Spinning around was Hackney. He got the initial hit, and then Hamer fell forward for a pickup of about 4.
And Augustin Celeste, Ian McDonald, both in on the tackle. Good read from Celeste at the corner position to make that play.
So 3rd and 7, or long 6 here for the Mustangs. They'll look in toward the sideline. Long look at it here. Still signaling in plays as Fort Morgan. To nothing, and we understand we are having some connectivity issues. We thought we might have that.
9:02 left to go in the first half. The score is Fort Morgan 14, Erie 7.
And so far that has been the case. We, as you hear that loud. And 2 4th downs where,
teed up for the Mustangs.
well, you didn't put the ball in the player of your best hand, maybe trying to get a little too cute. Hard to say.
And I think the real thing to watch now for Erie, they've never had this, well, they have, this team has, not this season, had any kind of adversity as there's a little pooch kick.
Yeah, short kick fielded, I think that was, well, no, I thought I was going to say Josh Bradford. Maybe that was Kana that came up, and it was. And good field position for the Tigers at the 36. They do not want to kick the ball to Noah Roper.
And a flag coming in late, too.
A face mask on Fort Morgan.
Erie will have it there, first down and 10.
So this will be really good starting field position for Erie.
On the Mustangs.
And all the way into Fort Morgan territory. And maybe if this is what the Erie offense could use as a jump start. Great field position here.
First penalty of the night on Fort Morgan. Ball spotted at the Morgan 49. It's Lucero in the game. Miss exchange. He'll take it himself. Follows Roper through the hole. And so Dion Lucero will pick up 8 yards on the carry.
Spotted at the 41.
And that was a good carry there by Lucero. Just followed his best player, best blocker, Roper, through the hole on the right side. Picked up some yardage.
That was the longest run of the night for the Tigers so far. 8 yards on a broken play. And another miscommunication. It actually helped Roper. Gets into the secondary. Roper down the sidelines. Turns upfield. And Roper into the end zone. 41 yards for the Tiger touchdown.
And the miscommunications almost seeming to help Erie. Both of those almost were broken plays. Lucero ran into Roper, missed the handoff. And, well, you see your 2 largest carries of the night for the Tigers.
And then Roper, once he got the corner, look at him turn on the afterburners. Holy cow. So Tigers within an extra point here of tying this one up in the blink of an eye. 2 plays, both their longest running plays of the game.
Castine on the attempt for the point.
So Julian on to kick the extra point. Firm in the holder. Snap good. Hold is good. Kick is up and right down the pipe. So we are all square here at 14. We'll take a timeout real quick here on the Erie Tiger Network.
Open up a browser and look up youtube.com/Erie Tiger Network. To subscribe, sign into YouTube and press the subscribe button. Don't forget to hit the bell icon to receive notifications about ETN posts. To like the video, click the thumbs up button on the right hand side of the screen. Use the bar on the bottom of the screen to move and skip parts in the video. To skip forward or backwards, use the arrow keys to move 5 seconds. You can pause the video at any time by pressing the spacebar or clicking with the mouse.
And welcome back in, Erie Tiger Network. 8:18 remaining here in quarter number 2, and pretty impressive run there by Noah Grayson.
It was good blocking, especially on the left side off of those a broken play, and then Noah just using his speed. He has a lot of it to get to the outside edge, and no one in that Fort Morgan secondary could catch him as he once he got the corner, he was off to the races.
So Julian will kick it off. Not a ton of wind. You look at the flags on the goalpost, they are still here on the road. Pretty good crowd here in Fort Morgan. Linker in the pistol. He's going to hand off to Hamer, who will stretch it all the way out to the right, puts his foot in the ground, and here comes a late flag coming from the sideline.
Over the right side.
It was a pickup of about 4, but just the way the linesman is coming in, no interest in marking where that, and I think she's going to say there was a hold somewhere on Fort Morgan. Single coverage. Linker's going to try and exploit that. Throws it down the middle, and ooh, Noah Roper was lurking in the territory.
And good coverage by Celeste on the intended receiver. Linker led his receiver a little bit too much, and nothing going there for Fort Morgan.
Yeah, nice inside leverage, or playing outside leverage, knows that his help is inside. And now it's 2nd and 20. Linker 0 for 3 since the 64-yard touchdown pass. This time 4 wide. Tigers looking to play man again here. Kind of looked like the Tigers still ready to send 5. Linker's going to run the draw, and Nelms had him by the shoelaces, and then he squirted free.
Linker on the keeper.
And a decent little keeper there for Linker, a pickup of about 5.
And good stop again by the safeties. Roper and Kana both back there. Both read the quarterback draw. You could hear it. They were calling out quarterback draw, and they came up combined for the stop.
So 3rd down and 14 here for the Mustangs. Linker checks in with the sideline. Now Linker will come set. He's going to pass. And Hackney thought it was a screen. It was a screen to the other side, a bubble screen, and that was very well read across the board by all Erie defenders.
Right, just good blanket coverage. Read the screen well, and an incomplete pass that will force Fort Morgan to punt.
See, Hackney bailed out. Tiger defenders kind of coming up to play the screen, just too long developing more than anything.
Ortega to kick, Roper back.
So Ortega to kick, and they do not want to kick it to Roper, but the Tigers will have excellent field position. 6:36 remaining here in the half. Ortega, low snap, picks it off the turf, almost blocked. High spiraling punt. Roper dropped it. It's on the ground, and Roper, it squirts 3, picked up by Erie. Erie fell on it. Oh, my goodness. Somehow, Roper dropped it, tried to pick it up on the bounce, and Tyler Gardner was Johnny on the spot after 3, maybe 4 Mustangs had an opportunity to get that one.
Yeah, and Tyler Gardner, just great play. The ball bounced around, and
yeah, somehow Tyler Gardner just came and popped on the loose change. Crazy. All right, so the Tigers do get good field position. It's about the first time that you've seen Noah make a mistake as a punt returner.
Right, you've seen Noah have a punt return touchdown earlier in the year, and that one, a lot of spin being put on it, more of a kickoff spin almost, as opposed to a spiraling spin.
And a timeout coming from Fort Morgan. Dion Lucero right now was the quarterback in the game. Maybe trying to jumpstart this offense. And, well, while we have a moment, with an emphasis on lifetime preventative care, in Erie, Coal Creek Family Dental offers a full range of dental services to meet the individual needs and preferences of each patient. From routine cleanings to complete smile makeovers, they utilize the latest dental techniques to give their patients the most up-to-date service. Check them out online at coalcreekfamilydental.com. And Coal Creek, one of the very few dental choices in Erie.
So few dental choices.
Hey, it's few when that's who's sponsoring the Erie Tiger Network. So So that is one of our preferred dentists among the couple of teeth sponsors. All right, so here we go. 1st and 10 for the Tigers. Plays explosive, and I mean, you saw the replay there. Roper was kind of running sideways like you said, but then he ducked his head and kind of sold that he was going to go, and that's when the corner bit. Great job by Noah Roper to sell that one.
And that really was a good job by Noah Roper. I believe his first touchdown pass all year, if my memory serves. He had one last year, I know. Had that two-point conversion pass in the Durango game. But I don't think he's gotten one this year. Maybe the longest pass of his career. We'll check.
Castine to attempt the point.
We'll eventually figure that out here. 55 yards, and that one is up and good. 21-14, Tigers lead it. We'll step aside real quick here on the Erie Tiger Network.
Fort Morgan 14.
And welcome back in, Erie Tiger Network. You just saw the beautiful touchdown pass there from Noah Roper to Caleb Furman, and Caleb really coming alive now, his 3rd touchdown in the last 2 weeks as he took that one from Noah to the house. And so Julian will send this one here.
But field-wise, as the Frederick game. Frederick had a really strong start and then struggled later in the game.
Little stretch play here to Hamer, and he will pick up about, I'm guessing they all saw the same thing, and it's a hold on Fort Morgan. 3 flags on that play. They all had the same thing, so that's going to be a 10-yard penalty there. That's now the 3rd penalty of the night for Fort Morgan.
And now Erie and Fort Morgan both with 3 penalties. Erie the first 3. Fort Morgan the next 3.
Hold on the Mustangs.
And this is a trend wouldn't mind see continuing throughout the game.
Erie's penalty is only 20 yards. Fort Morgan's 35, so a little more costly for Fort Morgan.
2nd down and 17.
A face mask and 2 holds for the Mustangs. For Erie, 2 offsides.
So 2nd and 17. Handoff, stuttering through the hole, and Hamer will pick up about 7.
And right good carry there. I believe his longest in a little bit.
3rd down and 10.
And Fort Morgan now comes quickly back to the line. After coming up quickly, Fort Morgan now slows it down a little bit.
So 3rd and 10. Linker looking, has the wheel route, and nice little step through, and just not able to hold on to it. Was the intended target down the field. That was Jacob Ortega. And that was a nicely run route, little step over. And luckily for Erie, they were able to get the drop ball there.
And the Fort Morgan coaches, as you can see, pretty irate. They're wanting a penalty, pass interference on Kana. There is none. They thought that he tripped up the route, but no call.
Roper back.
And that punt will fall, and Noah will let it bounce
Punt's
this
gonna roll
time. Doesn't want to mess
dead
with
at
it.
the 43. Erie will have it there, first down to 10.
And still good field position for Erie, just inside their own territory at the 43-yard line. 4:08 to go in the second quarter. Erie with a 21-14 lead. No clock tonight, a little bit of a bare bones broadcast, so we'll be getting you the time updates as often as we remember to.
All right, so 1st and 10. It's going to be Mendoza. He'll hand it off to Roper, who kind of lost his footing as he cut through the hole, still able to pick up 3, maybe 4 yards.
And it did look like Roper lost his footing, trying to cut in a little too early. This Fort Morgan, a grass field, not something that you see as much anymore. The stadium a little bit older, and Erie not used to playing on the grass as much.
Mendoza here actually marked him back at about a 2-yard gain. Nice little step out of the hole, and Noah just brought down. He had lots of green grass in front of him, and Noah started to step through and then just was unable.
And just a good play by Roper, also good play by the Fort Morgan defender. Couldn't tell who, but was able to just grab his ankle for long enough to let the other defenders get there for a gang tackle. Not a lot of solo tackles you'll see being made on Roper.
So 3rd down and 6 here for the Tigers. Mendoza, the hard count. Play action, he's rolling. No one really there in support. He'll fire it downfield looking for Nelms just beyond his grasp. And that one will fall incomplete, and so the Tigers faced with a 4th down in their own territory. And Coach Cooper upset with the official. Not quite sure what he's upset about. Almost looked like Mendoza had room to run there if he wanted to take down and take off.
Maybe a little bit of room for Mendoza there. I do think he was feeling the pressure from behind him coming. He was running out of room, at least laterally on the sidelines, and the throw kind of went with his momentum out of bounds.
All right, this punt high into the air. Good kick by Julian, bounces out inside the 10, and so Erie fans excited across the way. Julian getting high fives, and he pinned him all the way back at the 5. Great punt there by Julian.
And it was a good kick. He's been working. I know they have a kicking coach now for Julian. As you can see, the crowd from Erie. Good crowd that made the 75-mile trip out to Fort Morgan. Along with us, know a lot of you tuned in right now from the warmth of your homes.
And fans, we're gonna try and mess with our network at halftime. We'll see if we can't switch. We're on a local network here, as T-Mobile doesn't have the best service, and we have T-Mobile hotspots stuff. Well, our T-Mobile service might actually be better than we thought. And so we're hooked up to Viera Wireless. I don't know if you've ever heard of them or not. They're a very renowned company on the plains, I guess I'll say. So that's what we're hooked up to. Some friends from the local radio station helped us out. So shout out to Medialogic Radio. And not quite going as smooth as we had hoped. So we'll see if that helps or not here at halftime. So if our stream drops for a moment during the half, that would be why. So 2nd and 10 here for the Mustangs.
1:50 and counting to go in the quarter.
Hamer weaves through a hole. Roper trying to come make a tackle, actually hit the back of his own teammate. And I believe that might have been
spotted at the 17.
It was down for a second.
16.
I think that was Tab Sire.
Nelms on the
Just kind of shaking out. So a gain of 9 there for Hamer, and it's going to be 3rd and 1. Tigers would love a stop here. Handoff Hamer, right side has first down. And ooh, no roper came up, was ready to plant Hamer. Making the tackle though around the legs, I think was Tab Sire.
And Hamer will feel that hit from Roper tomorrow. Roper combining with Sire for the tackle. And well, when your legs are being brought down and Noah Roper is running straight at you, that's not a position you really want to be in as an offensive player.
Might want to get down. First and 10 now for the Mustangs. 55 seconds left. No urgency really in their gate. Let's see if they try and pick it up here if they get a first down. Linker, hard count, play action, rolling to his left, looking downfield, not much to throw at. Fort Morgan fans wanted a penalty, and that one will fall incomplete. So Linker, his first pass went for 64 yards. He has gone 0 for his last 5 since then. And we apologize if you catch some stray words here in our mic, as Fort Morgan was not happy. They thought there should have been an illegal contact or hold call on the Erie defense.
And I think what they were calling for was a hold in the secondary, maybe on Celeste, if I had to guess, but looking in the backfield, and obviously a fair amount of time to throw for Linker. He rolled out, was able to find no one, but the fans, coaches, not super happy with that call.
Hand off to Hamer, and Nate Hackney will bulldog him to the ground.
Hamer on the carry.
And a loss of about 2 on the play by Hamer.
And good there for Erie.
I think on 3rd and 11 here that
it's gonna be
Fort Morgan might just pack it in. 19 seconds left. 15 left on the clock. They're taking their time. They're either going to run one last play or they're going to take this in. It looks like they want to run a play, but only 5 seconds. Nope, that'll do it. So Fort Morgan's going to take it into the locker room, but the Tigers, they came back. They were down 7-0, then 14-7, and they lead it here at halftime, 21-14. Tigers 1 half away from winning a league championship. Can they hold on to the lead? We'll find out. We'll take a timeout here on the Erie Tiger Network.
You have a plan in place for your family's future in the event something happens to you. Are you caring for aging parents, grandparents, or a loved one with special needs? The Germany law firm named 2017 Erie's Chamber Business of the Year provides expert legal guidance and peace of mind for you and your family in the areas of probate, elder law, and estate planning. Visit Germany Law Firm's Erie Village office or website at coelderlaw.net to set up a personalized consultation.
Doesn't matter. You do that for me? Really? Yeah, I'd like that.
Who are you talking to?
It's Jake from State Farm. Sounds like a really good deal.
Jake from State Farm at 3 in the morning.
I'm a teacher. Let me tell you what I make. I make learning a privilege, not a chore, and frustration a tool, not an obstacle. I make working hard seem easy and giving up impossible. I make an old subject feel like a fresh thought and unconventional methods common. I'm a teacher. I make more.
Click the search bar on the top right-hand corner of the screen and search up Erie Tiger Network. Click the channel icon and then press the subscribe button. Don't forget to hit the bell icon to receive notifications about when we post. Click the thumbs up icon to like the video. To enter full screen mode, press the icon on the bottom right-hand corner. To skip forward or backwards 10 seconds, double tap the left or right hand side of the screen. Press the pause button in the middle of the screen to pause the video. To skip to a different video, press the skip button when the video is paused.
Hi, my name is Caleb Humble. You're watching the Erie Tiger Network.
And welcome back in. It's halftime here in Fort Morgan. For the league championship, the winner will win the Valley North League Championship. And so far, it's Erie that is in the lead, in that position to maybe do so. Well, we burped the stream at halftime. Let us know in the chat if that helped. That would be nice if you could let us know. Maybe it's streaming a little bit better after we switch the source that we are streaming off of. We hope that helps anyways. Well, let's take a look at some halftime numbers here in the first half. These halftime numbers are presented by State Farm. How about having all your insurance needs under one roof? Let State Farm's Jeannie Hulse take care of all your insurance needs. Jeannie's been serving the Erie community for almost 15 years and would like to serve you as well. Give Jeannie a call at 303-828-4002 or visit online at jeanniehulse.com. Like a good neighbor, State Farm is there. And the Tigers got off to a little bit of a slow start, but they rebounded nicely with a couple of big plays. In the passing game, 104 yards passing, 49 from Gavin Mendoza. He was 2 of 7 through the air, and then 1 of 1 with a 55-yard touchdown pass was Noah Roper. 104 total yards for the Tigers. 117 yards on the ground for Erie. 105 of those was Noah Roper. 18 carries, 105 yards. Gavin Mendoza had 3 carries for 2 yards. Ian Vero, 1 for 2. And Dion Lucero, 1 for 8. Caleb Furman, he had 2 catches for 54 yards and a touchdown. Jamie Nelms added a catch for 50 yards. The Tigers scored 3 times in that first half. One off a Roper run of 2 yards with 4:38 remaining in the first. A Roper run of 41 yards with 8:18. And then a Roper pass of 55 yards, and that came with about 7:28 remaining. So the Tigers, bam, bam, 2 quick scores. They had 3 penalties in that first half for 20 yards. For the Fort Morgan Mustangs, 64 yards passing for Linker. He threw a touchdown the first play, then he went 0 for 5 after that. J.P. Hamer, 43 yards rushing on 10 carries. Isaac Linker, 40 yards rushing on 3 carries. J.P. Hamer was also the lone pass catcher for Fort Morgan of 64 yards. That pass to Hamer came with 7:34 remaining in the first, 64 yards. The Linker run, 7-yard run in the second with 9:02 remaining. 3 penalties for Fort Morgan as well for 35 yards. We have some highlights, 3 highlights, all 3 of Erie's touchdowns. Let's show those to you right now. Claps the hand. They'll send McDonald across the formation. Runs play action, has a wide open man. It's Jamie Nelms down the middle of the field, makes the catch across the 20, down inside to the 10, all the way to the 9-yard line for the Tigers so far. 8 yards on a broken play. And another miscommunication. It actually helped Roper, gets into the secondary. Roper down the sidelines, turns upfield, and Roper into the end zone. 41 yards for the Tiger touchdown.
Roper on the
and the
carry.
first and 10 for the Tigers. Lucero will take it. He's going to pitch it to Roper. Roper's going to take it. Stop, throws, has Furman, catches at the 30. Caleb Furman in the end zone on a halfback pass, 45 yards. And we'll come back in, Erie Tiger Network. Brandon Bird here with you. That was the first half highlights presented by, well, it could be you. Maybe it is Jay Nelms. He donated to the Erie Tiger Network. You could too. You could also support us on Patreon. So that would be greatly appreciated. We are going to need your support if we're going to pay for playoff streaming rights to CHSAA. There's no way around that. So if you're interested in watching playoffs and being a part of the support, of course, if you can't, don't. But we'd love to you to partner with us if you do have the means. So that would be great, and you will be recognized, of course, on all of our playoff broadcasts. We are going to step aside here again in the first half. About 7 minutes left till the start of the second half. It's 21-14. Tigers on top here in Fort Morgan on the Erie Tiger Network.
Chiropractors don't treat your symptoms. We treat the cause of your symptoms. On your first visit, we'll review your medical history and examine your vital signs, posture, strength, and reflexes. We'll also perform tests which are designed to give us insight into what may be causing your problem. The doctors at Great Day Chiropractic don't just treat adults. We also treat children of all ages.
We're located in historic Old Town Erie at 515 Briggs Street. We're open 5 days a week from Monday through Friday and the second and fourth Saturdays of each month.
Don't worry, 74 people were picked before me in the NFL draft.
To fight childhood obesity, United Way and the NFL are helping kids play at least 60 minutes a day.
Okay, time for the team obstacle course. Yay!
What this place needs is more healthy kids. To get involved or donate, go to unitedway.org/play60.
Now I get it.
Front Range Landfill puts all your needs in front of everything else. Front Range Landfill won Erie Chamber of Commerce Business of the Year Award, as well as being featured on national television. We are very proud of our facility and we welcome the opportunity to address your disposal needs. Our focus is on customer service. We strive to achieve easy and rapid access in and out of the facility. We feel certain that we will exceed your expectations of your solid waste disposal requirements. Choose Front Range Landfill for all your landfill needs. You will be pleased.
Hi, I'm Maya Michelson, and you're watching Erie Tiger Network.
Do you want a better smile, have a broken bracket, or are you a teenager in need of some braces? Then make your way down to Caraway Orthodontics. They are located in Louisville and Erie. Caraway Orthodontics supports Erie High School and its community. Come in and gain a beautiful smile for children, teens, and adults. They also provide Invisalign. Call this number 303-828-0454 or go to carawayortho.com.
Open up a browser and look up youtube.com/Erie Tiger Network. To subscribe, sign into YouTube and press the subscribe button. Don't forget to hit the bell icon to receive notifications about ETN posts. To like the video, click the thumbs up button on the right hand side of the screen. Use the bar on the bottom of the screen to move and skip parts in the video. To skip forward or backwards, use the arrow keys to move 5 seconds. You can pause the video at any time by pressing the spacebar or clicking with the mouse.
And welcome back in, Erie Tiger Network. We have some halftime scores because they are of serious consequence to the Erie Tigers. We'll take a look at yesterday across 3A. Lewis Palmer, they knocked off Littleton 50-7. Dakota Ridge over Golden 34-17. That's not a 3A score. I don't know what the heck that's all about. George Washington over Conifer 28-22. Might George Washington just sneak into the playoffs? Denver North over Northfield 29-11. Pueblo South, that's a big one for Erie. They win 48-12 over Pueblo Central. We'll tell you why that's a big one for Erie here in just a moment. Other 3A scores, halftime, Palmer Ridge up on Discovery Canyon 28-0 in what it amounts to basically a league championship game. No score reported from Thomas Jefferson as they look to move to 8-2. Green Mountain, they're playing Lincoln. They're up 35-6. Evergreen rolling over Kennedy 39-6. That is excellent news if you are an Erie Tiger fan. Meade and Frederick, we'll talk about that one in a second. Holy Family, they lead Skyview 20-0. Thompson Valley 7-0 over Northridge right now. That one's still listed as in the first. Roosevelt leading Niwot 28-0. And another conference championship game, essentially. I love how the schedule just kind of worked out this year. Pueblo East, they knock off Durango 24-7. Pueblo Centennial, they knock off Pueblo County, or they're ahead of Pueblo County 21-0. Canyon City, they get a win by forfeit, 2-0 win. That is big for Erie. Once again, we'll tell you why here in a second. Sand Creek, they're leading Falcon 8-6. That one's at halftime. Sand Creek may be on the way to their first victory. Harrison, they lead Mitchell. Harrison undefeated at 9-0. They're leading 20-0 at halftime against Mitchell. Eagle Valley, they lead Battle Mountain 7-0. That would be an upset. Battle Mountain potentially fighting for a playoff spot, but in trouble. Glenwood Springs rolling over Steamboat Springs right now, 34-0, and no score from Palisade and Summit. And finally, Meade leading Frederick, 17-0 at halftime. We have our own RPI. It's not perfect because it's really hard to adjust for the weighted cross-classification games. We don't have that algorithm. I haven't been able to figure that out yet in Excel, but we have a pretty good idea of where these teams can possibly finish. With a win tonight, Erie could potentially move up to number 2 in the RPI, and by all indications, they would be the number 2 seed behind Palisade. Palisade would be not only number 1 in RPI, but they would be undefeated against 3A teams. That would grant them the first seed most likely. Even in discussions with seeding committee people, they say that's likely going to be the case because of the rules of the criteria. When we ran the RPI and Frederick lost, if they were to lose, Frederick 8-1 right now, they might not make the playoffs. And we know that's controversial to some of our friends. They say, nope, that's not going to happen. We're going to stay in the playoffs. I'm just saying, keep your eye out. I'm not trying to be hysterical about Frederick. I'm just telling you what the numbers we see in our simulations tell us. And it's possible. I won't even say likely. It's possible that Frederick finishes 17 in the RPI. Their opponents, besides the area, winless. I'm pretty sure here today. That hurts them. Why are those games good for Erie? Well, when you have Canyon City, Evergreen, Pueblo South all winning, that's your non-league opponents. Everything in league's a wash because everyone plays everyone. And then obviously it's a wash between Frederick and Meade because they play each other. But the other 3 all collecting wins, that helps Erie's winning percentage. Their opponent's winning percentage gonna creep up near 500 on the season, and so that's going to help Erie out with RPI tomorrow. We expect Erie, Pueblo East, and Palisade all to be kind of in the mix with the top 3. Palmer Ridge is going to jump up probably into the top 5, and so seeding will be very interesting. And tomorrow we might even have our own version of bracketology. So guess what, people? Interesting times ahead. We'd also love for you to like this video and subscribe to the Erie Tiger Network. We are close to 1,000 subscribers. We're getting closer each and every week. We about have 150 to go. If you're watching this and you like watching Erie Tiger Network games, subscribe to this channel, and we'll get close to that 1,000 mark, and then we'll be monetized, and that'll help us out even more. All right, Erie taking the field here for the start of half number 2. And Grayson, halftime adjustments, what would you make?
Well, one thing I'd do, I'd keep Dion Lucero in the game, switch him up with Gavin Mendoza maybe every other possession. They're similar type of offense for Erie, but almost just having different quarterbacks has helped the offense go. Obviously, Lucero led 2 of the scoring drives, Mendoza one of them. And defensively, I'd keep doing what you were doing in the second quarter. You held Fort Morgan scoreless, and that is what you want to keep doing. Reading those zone reads that they like. Hamer had some success with the zone read early, a little bit of passing success early, but the defense has adjusted, started reading the plays better, especially from the linebacker and safety positions. Ian McDonald, Noah Roper, Isaac Kana, some names that come to mind of players that have had a pretty good first half.
All right, so here we go. 1st and 10. Fort Morgan will start from their 20. Linker in the shotgun. Hamer will move to his right. Linker checking in with the sideline. Tigers have 6 guys along the front. He'll throw the fade, has a man, it's caught, and he's hit down to the turf, and so right away, Ortega on the catch, and a good pickup as Celeste is banged up. That's a play of 28 yards, and the first good passing play in the last 6 passes, and Celeste still down, not moving.
No, pulled his helmet off and hasn't moved since. Looks like Roper coming in. I don't know if we have the replay, but it looks like, and it doesn't look like we do, but it looks like Roper got as much of Celeste as he did of the Fort Morgan receiver.
Jacob Ortega. Well, what we usually do is step aside here during a timeout. We'll do that right now here on the Erie Tiger Network.
You do that for me? Really? Yeah, I'd like that.
Who are you talking to?
It's Jake from State Farm. Sounds like a really good deal.
Jake from State Farm at 3 in the morning? Who is this?
It's Jake from State Farm.
What are you wearing, Jake from State Farm?
Khakis.
She sounds hideous.
Well, she's a guy, so.
Another reason more people stay with State Farm. Get to a better state.
There's a beast deep inside you. It will not die.
Ooh.
It will fight back.
Good timing. And welcome back in Erie Tiger Network as Augustin Celeste walking off the field under his own power, kind of shaken up there, not exactly sure what's wrong, kind of looked like they were looking at the head or neck. Luckily, though, walking off, and so that's always a good sight to see. And hopefully Augustin okay. But 1st and 10 after the 28-yard pass from Linker to Ortega.
And just maybe another thought. Looks like Roper, said this before we went to commercial, but looks like Roper got a chunk of him as well. Right up in the shoulder pad area. Might have just knocked the wind out of him because he landed pretty flat on his back there. Hopefully that's what it is.
1st and 10 handoff to Hamer. He's trying to stretch it out. He has the corner and another holding call. And let me tell you, they have run a stretch play to the right side 3 times or more, but 3 times now that play has been called a hold on that side. So 3rd holding of the game, and that was thrown behind the line. Let's see where they And this could end up being a real costly penalty. And yeah, that's gonna be a 14-yard penalty. So 1st and 19 for Fort Morgan. They now have 49 yards in penalties.
And that hold was called behind the line of scrimmage.
It's going to be 1st and 24.
And actually 1st and 24.
Yeah, it's my bad. 1st and 24. Forgot the extra little 4 that they tacked on. That flag thrown behind the line. So they'll pass again, little out route there to Ortega, trying to make a man miss. Kana in there on the tackle, and good job. Wraps him up around the ankle, and they're going to spot him down right at the 40. Pick up there of 5 yards on the pass play from Linker to Ortega.
And good tackle by Kana. I know we mentioned earlier, I'm not sure if it was Ortega that was hit by Roper earlier, but he didn't go down, got a chest full of no Roper. And that time he did go down. Solid tackling there from Kana.
2nd and 18 and another offside. That is the 3rd time tonight that the Tigers have jumped offsides. And so 3rd and 18 now, or excuse me, 2nd and 18 now down to a 2nd and 13.
It's going to be 2nd down and 13.
A minute and a half gone by here in the quarter. No clock this week. A little bit, like I said, a little bit of a bare bones broadcast. Just because we split up stuff and tried to cover volleyball as well. Keeper for Linker, weaving through traffic, finding a hole, and finally Spencer Brooks will bring him down, but a face mask coming. Oh man, a 14-yard run, and then they're going to tack on another 15. Tigers just kind of got lost in the shuffle there. And so a face mask. I believe that's what the call is going to be. Yep, another
personal foul face mask on
15 yards tacked on, and so Fort Morgan in real good field position. And Tigers, you know, offensively, they just have not been punched in the mouth at all this season. So the question is, when they are finally punched in the mouth, can they respond? See what the defense can do here. 1st and 10 from the 25. Linker checks in with the sideline. Linker 55 yards rushing so far in this one. Linker on the season only 358 yards total, an average about 40 a game. Here goes the option play. Linker will duck his head, keep it, runs to an arm tackle, and then he is pelted from behind by Jamie Nelms, but he picks up a good 7 yards on the play.
Jamie Nelms read the play well, pulled back off the rush actually from the opposite side, came over and hit Linker from behind, looking like Noah Roper there.
So 2nd and 3, hard count. This time Tigers flinch but don't jump. They'll move Hamer from the left side to the right. Here in this 3A Valley League Championship game, de facto League Championship. Handoff to Hamer, just spurts through the left side. Tigers try to close down the gap, and that's going to be right, I beg your pardon, right on the down to gain. And they're going to give him a 1st down. So 1st and 10, fresh set of downs. And now Fort Morgan has it just inside the 15. Linker in the shotgun. Fort Morgan fans getting excited, and a offside on Colby Arlington. Another drive of 3 penalties for the Tigers. Well, now they have 45 yards worth of penalties. Oh, man. Then Coach Cooper ready to eat his hat over on the sideline. So 1st and 5 for Morgan. Linker, hard count again. Tigers flinch, don't jump. See ball move. That's what you're taught as the D lineman. Don't listen to the snap count, but they have got caught with their hand in the cookie jar a few times as Linker has really used the hard count effectively. Linker takes a snap, looks right, being chased. Nelms had him, loses him, and the throw is short. Man, Nelms had him in the crosshairs and just couldn't gobble him up as Linker, pretty good sized kid, did a good job shedding the tackle and then was able to kind of throw it away.
Linker, like you said, is big, one of the bigger quarterbacks that Erie's seen this year. Almost makes you think of a small Kyle Helbig from Holy Family last year. Obviously, Helbig really tough to bring down. And Linker just kind of kept going backwards. And I think Nelms was expecting him to move more laterally.
2nd and 5. Linker's going to keep it himself. Runs right into the arms of Spencer Brooks, who just bulldogs him down to the ground. And a pickup of maybe 1 for Isaac Linker. And a good job by Spencer Brooks to stand his ground. And now the referee trying to stop play, an injured Fort Morgan player. That's Ernie Sandoval, the fullback, being helped off the field here. So 3rd and 4 here for Fort Morgan. Gotta imagine this is 4-down territory, so gonna have to stop them a couple times here if you're Erie.
8:25 and counting left in the 3rd quarter.
Linker, hard count. Tigers don't jump that time. Pretty tight formation here for Fort Morgan. A couple of tight ends, and now a delay of game. Oh, man. The
delay on the Mustangs.
There was Ty Davies trying to signal maybe a timeout. Was not awarded it. And so that'll bring up a 3rd and 9.
From about the 14-yard line. And that one.
That helps out Erie for sure. 3rd and 9, Twins to the wide side for Morgan. Hamer on the near side. 8:06 remaining here in the 3rd quarter. They're gonna look for the wheel route for Hamer. He's double covered, and it just glanced off his left mitt. It was a good job. McDonald kind of got in the passing lane, maybe got his hands in the eyes of Hamer, who put up his left hand late and couldn't quite haul it in.
And like you said, probably is 4-down territory. The Erie offense catching a little bit of fire there in the 2nd quarter. You really don't want to give it back to them with the game not being tied if you're Fort Morgan.
All right, so 4th and 9. Big play here for both teams, and Fort Morgan's going to call a timeout. All right, we'll stick right here. At Clark Legal Services, they believe their purpose as a trusted advisor and counselor for their clients and their families goes far beyond giving clients direction, whether it's participating in a pro bono case to protect an important issue or volunteering their time to educate your group or school about the legal process, legal history, or current legal issues. They believe in giving back to the community. For more information, check out clarklegalservices.com. So 8:01 the time left here in this quarter, as we're trying to kind of peek and see if there are any score updates throughout 3A, as those all have RPI implications, but as we said, all good so far for Erie in terms of RPI. And Palmer Ridge, oh no, same score there, 28-0. So here we go. 8:01, 4th and 9. Big play here for both of these teams. Motion man for Palmer Ridge. Linker, he's going to throw the fade route again, and this time it's hauled in. A nice catch by Jacob Ortega, and we're a 1-point game away.
15 yards, Jacob
That's
Ortega.
the same play they ran earlier that Furman was able to break up. This one, a better throw. Put it in the area of the pylon, or just to the left of it, but in that back corner. And Fort Morgan looking to tie this game up.
And this is only the second time all season that Erie has allowed 20 points, and I think they might have jumped offside here.
And I believe that was Eddie Pena
Offside Erie.
hopping offside as at the edge rusher spot. Obviously not a huge difference on the point after try. As, well, 1 yard when you're kicking from about 20 out doesn't make a big difference.
And that kick is up, and it is through. We are all tied here. 7:55 remaining in this one. Oh, man, it's a league championship on the line. Both teams playing like it. We'll step aside real quick on the Erie Tiger Network.
I'm a teacher. Let me tell you what I make. I make learning a privilege, not a chore, and frustration a tool, not an obstacle. I make working hard seem easy and giving up impossible. I make an old subject feel like a fresh thought and unconventional methods common. I'm a teacher. I make more.
And welcome back in, Erie Tiger Network. 7:55 left in the third quarter here as Fort Morgan scores on a linker pass of 14 yards.
On a fourth down as well.
And this one is picked up by Kana. Roper, a huge block out there. And Kana will step out of bounds. Holy cow. No Roper saying, hey, I may not get the kick return, but I'm going to lay the wood.
Knocked out of bounds
My
about the 32.
goodness.
Erie will have it there, first down and 10.
See if we can see that one again. And see Kana pick it up. And here comes in Noah Roper. And boom. Right there. All right. Always fun to watch. First and 10 now for the Tigers. They will start from the 32. Mendoza is the quarterback. He'll hand off to Roper, bends it around, now cuts it upfield, put the ball on the turf, and Erie hopped on it, I
Roper
think.
on the carry. Linker on the stop. The ball comes loose.
A second time that Noah has put the ball on the turf. Very un-Noah Roper-like. Still picks up 5 yards.
And I think it was Spencer Brooks getting in there. Offensive lineman, great awareness.
You've seen Spencer Brooks, and you compare him to what he looked like before his junior year and what he looks like now. Holy cow, that kid is a workout warrior in the weight room. Now here comes the screen pass. Furman catches, and he is dropped. And that's the second time that that has been not good tonight for the Tigers. A loss of 4.
Loss of 3, third and
We'll give him a loss of 3.
7.
And that's the second negative play in the passing game for Caleb Furman.
And on the same play, just going just on flip sides of the field. So not what you want to see if you're Erie.
3rd and 7. 3rd and 8. Big play here for the Tigers. Mendoza, the quarterback. 6:38 remaining here in the third. Mendoza puts the hands out, catches. He's going to follow Roper through the hole, makes a man miss, twisted down, and that's going to be right
Mendoza
on the down
on
to
the
gain.
keeper.
That's going to be real close.
On the tackle.
Needed about 8. Picked up 7, I believe, 7.5.
42.
And Erie, I think, bringing in the heavy personnel to run with Roper.
And they will actually give them the first down.
And yeah, they will give it. All right, so needed 8,
Erie
picked up
first
8,
down.
and Erie with a fresh set of downs, much needed.
Still the heavy personnel on the field, though, anticipating a 4th and short. So wildcat situation here for the Tigers.
1st and 10, though. Roper. And a false start on everyone, I think, except Colby Arlington. So I think Colby just didn't snap the ball, not quite on the same page. And so another penalty on Erie.
Spot 37, 1st and 15.
And that is their 8th penalty. 51 yards in penalties for the Tigers.
A lot of 5-yard penalties for Erie, offsides, false starts. Pre-snap penalties, those are the ones you want to eliminate, especially looking ahead.
Roper keeps it, knifes through a hole, and gets stacked up.
Roper on the carry,
pickup of about
45.
4 yards on the play for
Norris and
Roper.
Ortega on
Now
the stop.
20 carries in the game, 114 yards.
Second down and 7.
So second and, we'll call it actually a long 6. Roper gets the carry again and plows his way forward. A nice pickup there of
Roper
about
on the
8
carry.
on the carry, and a Fort Morgan Mustang down behind the plate. Roper now 121 yards, 4:57 remaining. Oh, we have a moment. A shout out to Coach Simmons, who's watching this back at home. He was going to come, and then he couldn't, and then we said we'd give him a shout out. So how about that? And then, of course, Marilyn Addington and Paul Stasina, so helpful to us when we're out on the road, and they are moderating our YouTube stream and helping everything there. And so can't say thank you enough to those two. And, of course, congratulations to Marilyn Addington, who just retired this past week. And so, Marilyn Addington, we love you, we appreciate you, and we wish you the best in your retirement. There is an injury on the field, so we're going to step aside here on the Erie Tiger Network.
Click the search bar on the top right-hand corner of the screen and search up Erie Tiger Network. Click the channel icon and then press the subscribe button. Don't forget to hit the bell icon to receive notifications about when we post. Click the thumbs up icon to like the video. To enter full screen mode, press the icon on the bottom right hand corner. To skip forward or backwards 10 seconds, double tap the left or right hand side of the screen. Press the pause button in the middle of the screen to pause the video. To skip to a different video, press the skip button when the video is paused.
And welcome back. That was Jesus Villalobos that was shaken up for the Mustangs, and he was helped off the field. So we hope everything's okay for him as he receives a hug. Now hand off to Roper. He's going to bounce it out to the outside. He's got some room across the 30. No, Roper breaking tackles and planted out of bounds inside down to the 15.
And good blocking there from Caleb Furman on the edge. You're about to see the replay.
Knocked out at the 17 by Linker.
Yeah, and
Erie
good
first
bounce
down.
out. Nice little seal block there. I think Aiden Meeks in there. Roper and Furman blocking all the way downfield. So Tigers 1st and 10. And Roper will get it up the middle, and he'll pick up about 5. 4:35 remaining. Roper now over 150 yards rushing. He's over 1,800 yards rushing now in the season with that last big run. So Noah Roper, who has a couple touchdown runs, now 31 touchdown runs on the year. Good grief, Noah Roper. 2nd and 5 now. And Mendoza will keep, and he will dive underneath the tackler and then get stacked up. I think he got maybe a yard.
Yeah.
Actually, a little bit of a, looked like a misexchange back there.
Might have been a little bit of misexchange. Gavin thinking Noah's going to get the ball, then ended up taking it himself. And you just mentioned Noah with 31 touchdowns last year. He had 36 in 14 games. This year, 31, and this is the 10th.
And on 3rd and a short 5 here, it'll be Noah Roper in the Wildcat, if that's what you even call it at this point, back there so often. Vera to his left. He's going to take the snap, fakes the handoff, runs it to his left, has the edge, burns it into the end zone. Noah Roper, a 10-yard touchdown score, and the Tigers back on top. And that drive looked a little more solid if you're an Erie fan. 3rd rushing touchdown of the night for the Tigers.
And Roper now 32 on the year and closing in quickly on his single season mark as well, the ball's in the middle of the field, and he just sprinted to the edge, and he's too fast.
So Julian out to kick. An important extra point here. Snap, a little mishandled. The kick is up, and it is good.
Kick is up and good.
Excuse me. Good job holding by Caleb Furman as that snap was in his body. 3:23 left. Tigers on top 7 here in the third quarter. We'll take a quick timeout here on the Erie Tiger Network.
Hi, my name is Caleb Humboy. You're watching the Erie Tiger Network.
Check.
Once again, next Saturday, November 10th from 9:30 to 2:30. Come out to Pioneer Elementary.
And welcome back in, Erie Tiger Network. As we will have playoff football action for you next week. Win or lose, Erie will be in the playoffs. But you'd like to win and host and maybe get a top 2 seed or so, as that one is kicked all the way to the back of the end zone.
Come out to the 20. The Mustangs will have it there. First down and 10.
And 3:23 left in the third quarter. And Erie, since that first quarter, they've been looking a little bit better. Not as much gashes. Last drive was a problem with the penalties again. But outside of that, penalty-riddled last drive, they've been doing pretty well. Calmed down a little bit.
So 1st and 10 here for Fort Morgan. They'll come out with a 4 wide receiver set. They've had some success through the air. They'll hand off to Hamer, and Ian Vera met him in the hole, but then was driven backward about 3 yards. And so nice little pickup there by Hamer. Just put the shoulder pad down and drove hard into the chest of Ian Vera.
And you know what they say, low man wins. Hamer was the low man there, and good play.
2nd and 6 now for Fort Morgan. Linker checking in. 4 wideouts again, really spreading out that Erie defense. Tell it's man by the way Noah is lined up. They'll throw. Augustin almost intercepted. Kana came over, he read the eyes, then tried to jump it. And Augustin Salas may have had a play as well. That one was awful close to an interception.
It was from both Kana and Celeste. I think Kana got a little bit of a fingertip on it. Celeste might have had a better shot at a play on the ball if he hadn't, but a great read there from Kana.
So 3rd and 6, short 6 here for the Mustangs. Important play here. They don't want to punt right back to Erie. 2:43 remaining here in this third quarter. Linker takes, looks, going to fire the swing pass, had to pump for a second, and Hamer is stopped at the line, and a late flag coming in. That's kind of in the direction of holding. I think Hamer got the first down. And it is a hold on Fort Morgan.
And a player for Fort Morgan down. That might be Hamer, and I believe it is. So Fort Morgan will be backed up, and as usual with the player down, we'll take a timeout on the Erie Tiger Network.
You have a plan in place for your family's future in the event something happens to you. Are you caring for aging parents, grandparents, or a loved one with special needs? The Germany law firm named 2017 Erie's Chamber Business of the Year provides expert legal guidance and peace of mind for you and your family in the areas of probate, elder law, and estate planning. Visit Germany Law Firm's Erie Village office or website at coelderlaw.net to set up a personalized consultation.
Chiropractors don't treat your symptoms. We treat the cause of your symptoms. On your first visit, we'll review your medical history and examine your vital signs, posture, strength, and reflexes. We'll also perform tests which are designed to give us insight into what may be causing your problem. The doctors at Great Day Chiropractic don't just treat adults. We also treat children of all ages.
We're located in historic Old Town Erie at 515 Briggs Street. We're open 5 days a week from Monday through Friday and the second and fourth Saturdays of each month.
Don't worry, 74 people were picked before me in the NFL draft.
To fight childhood obesity, United Way and the NFL are helping kids play at least 60 minutes a day.
Okay, time for the team obstacle course. Yay!
What this place needs is more healthy kids. To get involved or donate, go to unitedway.org/play60.
Now I get it.
13, it's going to be 3rd and 17.
And welcome back in. It was Dylan Woods that was shaken up, and he's walking off gingerly. And so a few players shaken up here for both teams. Hate to see that. And a sideline warning here on Erie. And that's all. It'll be no penalty yardage assessed. 3rd and 17. Erie has been sliced up a little bit through the air. See if they can get a stop here.
Erie playing press coverage on some of the receivers. As an Oklahoma fan myself, watching us play 10-yard off coverage on 3rd and 10. Well, used to, but I am a fan of this tighter coverage.
And Linker's going to be pressured, and he's going to be dropped for a sack. Couldn't quite tell who was in there on the sack. We'll take a look here in a second. I think maybe Jamie Nelms or Tab Sire got in there.
Nelms pulled him down.
Taking a look at the replay right now. And, yeah, Jamie Nelms getting in there. How about the big fella getting a sack in a big moment. 2 minutes now left here in this third quarter, and this is a little bit of a dangerous moment here for Fort Morgan. Backed up, kind of in the shadow of your own goal line, punting from your own end zone as Kana, did he get a piece of it as it shanked off, and the Tigers will have it inside the Fort Morgan 20. They'll mark it at the Fort Morgan 16, and I think maybe Isaac Kana got a little piece of that one. See if we can't tell here on our replay.
And
on the block.
Not 100% sure if he did get a piece of it. If he didn't, though, I think he forced the punter to push it wide and kick it out of bounds.
We'll have to give Grayson a hard time because he missed the punt there on his camera work. He's doing double duty, though. Give him a break. He's doing color and camera. Grayson Wolf, he's producing everything, running our replay, scoreboard, commercials, all that. Hand off to Roper, right side, and knifes through a hole, kind of jumps to the side, and he'll pick up about 4 yards on the carry for Noah Roper. Noah averaging just over 6 yards a carry here tonight. A little bit of a slow start, but then had that big 41-yarder and another 32-yarder. Hand off to Roper again, and this time he runs into a wall of black jerseys and just kind of spins his way inside down to the 10.
And good way to keep moving. Looks like he almost got pulled down by the helmet a little bit there. Not by the face mask, but just by the crown of the helmet. So 3rd and short for Erie in the Fort Morgan red zone.
Handoff, nope, keeper, and this time Mendoza ran right into the arms of a defender. I think that was J.P. Hamer that came up and made the play. And Mendoza, a 3-yard loss.
And this is a spot where I think we're going to see a field goal from Julian Castine. Hasn't had an opportunity to kick a lot, but this well within his range. A 30-yarder, and 4th and 8. You have a lead. trying to get it off maybe before the end of this quarter.
Trying to get a 2-possession lead. 10 seconds left in the quarter. This will be a try of 30 yards. Snap is good. Kick is up, and it is good. A beautiful kick by Julian.
With 2.3
and so Julian Castine with a field goal puts Erie on top by 2 possessions. And we'll take another look at that, as that was really well hit. So the Tigers lead it 31-21. Oh, I have a moment, folks. Don't forget to follow us on Twitter at Erie Tiger Net. You can like the Erie Tiger Network Facebook page. Find us online at erietiger.network.com. And as always, like this video and subscribe to the Erie Tiger Network. Heck, you'll be notified every time we start our stream in the playoffs, so you should definitely do that. So Tigers now will kick it off. Not a whole lot. That's really a win for the Fort Morgan defense. Erie had the ball after a partially blocked punt at the 15, and they can only come away with 3 points.
And a win for the Fort Morgan defense, but still not a total loss for Erie either, as they were able to get those 3 points.
And that kick will go through the uprights maybe. Holy cow. Great kick by Julian. Maybe a little juiced up after that field goal.
I like the fact that they're getting Julian an opportunity to kick some field goals. Maybe if you need it down the stretch in the playoffs, 30-yarder, 35, 40. You want him to have a little bit of regular season kicking experience so that he's not walking out relatively cold. Obviously, a ton of extra points this year. But Erie's offense done pretty well.
Now 2 for 2 on the season is Julian. This will be the last play of the quarter. Handoff to Hamer. Stretch play. Gets around the edge, and then good pursuit that time by Nate Hackney. A pickup there of about 3, and that will do it. We'll go to the fourth quarter. Tigers lead at 31-21. Here, we're 12 minutes away from crowning a league champion here on the Erie Tiger Network.
Front Range Landfill puts all your needs in front of everything else. Front Range Landfill won Erie Chamber of Commerce Business of the Year Award, as well as being featured on national television. We are very proud of our facility, and we welcome the opportunity to address your disposal needs. Our focus is on customer service. We strive to achieve easy and rapid access in and out of the facility. We feel certain that we will exceed your expectations of your solid waste disposal requirements. Choose Front Range Landfill for all your landfill needs. You will be pleased.
And welcome back in, Erie Tiger Network. 2nd and 7 here for the Mustangs after the 3-yard run by Hamer to end the third quarter. So first play here in the fourth. No Roper kind of coming up and playing nickel almost. Handoff to Hamer, makes a man miss, gets through the arm tackle of Nelms. He's in the open field, across the 40, 45, and finally slung down at the 50.
Down at the 50.
A nice pickup there of about 27 yards.
First down.
And he just found a hole through the middle. Made a move for the outside, used his speed, not as much as Roper. Augustin Celeste got the edge on him. Ian Vera, excuse me, not McDonald. Coming in from behind to track him down, knock him out of bounds.
So ball spotted right at the 50. That's the longest run of the night for J.P. Hamer. For that, his longest run was of 9. He's now got 80 yards rushing on 4 carries. Snap. Linker will keep it himself. Right side. Sheds off one defender and then drags a couple Tigers with him.
Linker on a keeper
Pickup
on the
of
right
about
side.
8 yards. Erie defense We've seen so much penetration throughout the year for tackles for loss. So far in the run game tonight, Erie has had 1 tackle for loss and 1 sack. So not quite what we are used to. 2nd and 1 here. .10:30, 5 and counting. Linker hands off, Hamer up the middle, and Hamer dives forward for a pickup of 5.
Inside the 42,
Fort Morgan kind of getting 5 yards at will right now.
That's a Mustang first down.
And this drive seeming more like their 2nd drive of the game, not the one with less penalties and more where they were sticking to their spread offense. Erie used to teams stacking the box.
1st and 10 now for the Mustangs. Just over 10 minutes left here in this 4th quarter. They trail it by 10. They'll scan the field. Linker barking out plays. Linker going to keep it himself. Dodges 1 Erie tackler and then gets bottled up by Jamie Nelms. A pickup of about 2. And Linker, you know, the good thing about these 2 runners for Fort Morgan and Erie, or excuse me, for Fort Morgan in Linker and Hamer, they just fall forward every time. It seems like Nelms had him for no gain, falls forward for about 2.5 yards.
And especially with Linker, Hamer not as much, but Linker, bigger guy, compared him to Kyle Helbig earlier, and not quite as tall or as heavy, but a similar build.
2nd and 8. Low snap, ball's on the turf. It's picked up by Hamer, and a great tackle by Augustin Celeste, who's back into the game, shot in there and made the tackle for a loss of 1. That turned from almost a disaster to look like a potential big play, and then a nice tackle by Augustin.
3rd down and 8.
Good job by Augustin, just seeing that Hamer did pick up the ball on the botch snap and then being able to cut him off before he could get to the edge for a tackle.
They actually gave him the line of scrimmage on that. Fort Morgan a little bit confused about which play they're running. 3rd and 8, 8:35 left. Linker takes a snap. He'll roll to his right. Good coverage downfield. Nice little stop route, and catching it inbounds, dragging the toes, was Connor Fajardo.
And don't think we quite caught that on the replay. We'll take a look.
And we'll see Linker rolling right, and we'll stop it, or we'll get it real slow here as it comes toward the catch, and couldn't quite tell. Kind of looked like he kept his toes in.
Official right there on top of the play.
So 1st and 10 for the Mustangs again. Linker hands off. Hamer met in the hole, just drops the head and drives the legs, still pushing.
Hamer on the carry.
And a pickup there of about 4.5 yards.
Spotted close to the 15, 2nd down and 5.
Getting a little bit chilly here, and now a penalty flag thrown from the far sideline official. I'm not sure what that's all about. That official will come in and chat things over with the referee, the white hat here.
And
unsportsmanlike. Is that the call?
That is what it looks like. Best guess it's on that Erie bench. He's line judge standing right there, so curious as to what was said. Some players not in uniform right behind him.
Sideline infraction on Erie.
And they're going to say
Mustang first
maybe
down
a
to goal.
Sideline infraction. I know Erie.
Well, the signal was unsportsmanlike, and it was half the distance there. So, and now another flag, and guess what? It's offsides again. This Tiger front, I know they want to get in there, and they are anxious and excited.
Offside Erie.
But my goodness, that is the
it's a first down goal
sixth offside of the game. I have a feeling there might be a lot of conditioning coming for that Tiger front next week.
A lot of snap count drills, maybe.
First and goal, 7:06 remaining. Fort Morgan knocking on the door. Ball spotted at the 4. Linker's going to keep it himself. He's got a path to the end zone, and he was stopped, right at the goal line. And they'll say he is in for a touchdown. And so a 4-yard touchdown run puts Fort Morgan within a possession with not a whole lot of time left, but they're right where they need to be.
And if you're Erie, this is where you put it on the line. You put it on Roper. You say, here's one last possession, run some time off the clock, and score a touchdown.
And that is good. We'll take a quick timeout. Tigers up by 3 here on the Erie Tiger Network.
Hi, I'm Maya Michelson, and you're watching Erie Tiger Network.
Do you want a better smile, have a broken bracket, or are you a teenager in need of some braces? Then make your way down to Caraway Orthodontics. They are located in Louisville and Erie. Caraway Orthodontics supports Erie High School and its community. Come in and gain a beautiful smile for children, teens, and adults. They also provide Invisalign. Call this number 303-828-0454 or go to carawayortho.com.
And welcome back in. 6:55 remaining, 31-28. We got a close game alert here. And Fort Morgan will kick it off. We've been seeing the short little poochers all game. This is where you got to really mind your P's and Q's. It's going to be Noah Roper to get this one at the 15. He anticipated, went up early, tried to sneak through a hole, gets up to the 39. Noah wanted that one badly.
Yeah, it looks like he was shot out of the cannon they used for the Fort Morgan scores and just almost seemed jumped out to the 39-yard line before getting tangled up there. And actually they'll mark it at the 38. So a little bit more yardage, a little bit more time to chew up. If you're Erie.
Man, you're on the sidelines. You're the Erie coach. You say, hey, guys, we put together a nice drive here. We blow some holes open. We win the game. And they will go with Lucero, I beg your pardon, here in crunch time. Lucero, hands off. Roper, right side. Stops. Stutter, still on his feet. Has first down yardage up to close to the 50. And a nice little 11-yard pickup there for Noah Roper. He's got 185. He's got 185 plus 55. So over 2/3 of the Erie offense tonight. Because he also has 55 through the air.
Stat of note, Fort Morgan has not allowed a 200-yard rusher all year long.
And Noah inching closer to that number. As he picks up another 5 there. They'll mark that at the 46.
2nd down and 5. Spotted
and
at the 40.
Those are the kind of carries you want to see, obviously.
7.
No first down. The clock's running. You're now drive's about to be a minute in length. Certainly the snap won't be before it's gone past a minute at 5:55 and counting. And if you're Erie, you just want to eat up some clock, put it in the end zone, and get out of here with the win.
Lucero claps the hands. McDonald in motion. Catches, hands off. Roper, knifes, through a hole. Pinballs off a defender for a moment, it looked like. Kind of fell backward, and a nice little pickup again for Noah.
spotted at
And
the
another
40.
first down. That'll temporarily
First down.
stop the clock as they reset the chain. And now they'll roll here. 5:30 and counting. Tigers loving this drive so far. 29 carries for Noah, 195.
So he is 6 yards away. The closest, if you're curious, was Davion Hunter of Thomas Jefferson.
And Roper dropped in the backfield for a loss of 1. And that is not a good spot. They're actually marking him 2 yards back. But
loss of about a half a yard, second down and 11.
yeah, 2nd and 11, so they will kind of give him that lean forward. Looked like the official is kind of coming more in. Just quick penetration. Roper tried to step around it quickly, unable to do so. Now Lucero again in the pistol. Lucero, play action, looking downfield, uncorking a deep ball for Furman. Bobbles, can't hold on.
And a good throw there from Lucero, but also good coverage, a smaller corner, and similar to, but not exactly like the throw that Mendoza had that was broken up. That one was just thrown a little bit lower. It had the distance. That play call, though, might want to keep it on the ground, keep the clock running. One thing you don't want to do, go 3 and out, then give Fort Morgan the ball back.
Oh, man, big play here. 3rd and 11, 4:30 remaining. Fans stomping their feet and a timeout coming here from Fort Morgan. We'll take a quick timeout, catch our breath here. It's nerve time here on the Erie Tiger Network.
Open up a browser and look up youtube.com/Erie Tiger Network. To subscribe, sign into YouTube and press the subscribe button. Don't forget to hit the bell icon to receive notifications about ETN posts. To like the video, click the thumbs up button on the right hand side of the screen. Use the bar on the bottom of the screen to move and skip parts in the video. To skip forward or backwards, use the arrow keys to move 5 seconds. You can pause the video at any time by pressing the spacebar or clicking with the mouse.
And welcome back in 3rd and 11. Big play here for both these teams. Roper's going to motion out of the backfield. He's got single coverage. Lucero's going to keep, though, right side, and a decent pickup.
Lucero,
but not quite enough, about 6 yards. Oh, man. 14 yards rushing now for Dion, and that's going to bring up a 4th down.
They spotted at
If you're
the
Erie, do you
36.
punt and put Fort Morgan real deep, or do you go for it and try and maybe plunge the knife in?
It looks like they're going to try to stick the knife in them. Honestly, I like this call. The defense, especially the run defense, has been a little porous. You don't want to get, and if Fort Morgan does get the ball back, you want to have ideally some time left on the clock. Shorter field, shorter drive as they'll exit Roper again.
Again, Roper. This time it's going to be a draw for Lucero. Dives for the first down. He's a yard short. 4-yard pickup, needed 5. They had Roper do a stop route, but turnover on downs, and now 3:39 left for Fort Morgan. And they have a drive that could come down and potentially win them a league championship. You've had what you felt like all year has been a championship caliber defense. You want to win a league championship, it's going to be the defense that has to come up big here with 3:39 left.
Right, and the biggest thing, you got to focus on the line. They cannot jump off sides. You cannot give Fort Morgan free yards. It's about a 70-yard field, so not great field position, but not bad field position either.
Linker takes a snap, hands off, and a great play. Ethan Johnson into the backfield, and that was the best defensive play of the night for Erie in the run game. A loss for Hamer of 3 yards.
And EJ, not a name we've gotten to call a lot tonight. And kind of said, you know what, I'm done with this. We're going to get a stop.
2nd and 13. Linker holding his hands up, trying to get the signal in. 3:08 remaining. Linker claps his hands, scans the field. He's going to take the snap, looking to pass, throws the deep fade again. Furman in coverage, and the pass just overthrown beyond the outstretched hands of Moya.
And that's been one of Furman's maybe close to his best defensive play of the night. Good coverage, got his head around. His height particularly advantageous there. The receiver maybe not able to see the ball as well over the 6'3", 6'4" Furman.
And Furman will actually, well, no, Hall will come in. Tigers go with 3 corners now. Furman the nickel corner. 2:58 left. 3rd and 13 for the Mustangs. They'll send a man in motion. They'll fake the pitch to him, looking, being chased, and a big hit in the backfield, and a sack. Linker somehow held on, and he's knocked all the way back to the 20-yard line. A loss of 9 yards on the play for Isaac Linker.
And that was Tab Sire with the sack. Sire just tracked Linker down, and Erie's maybe their best defensive possession of the night. Obviously, 4th and a good bit, as Erie's going to take a defensive timeout.
Oh, man, we'll stick right here.
4th and 20.
Maybe the old ticker needs a timeout. In fact, do you have a plan in place for your family's future? Are you caring for an aging family member or loved one with special needs? The Germany law firm named 2017 Erie's Chamber Business of the Year provides expert legal guidance and peace of mind for you and your family in the areas of probate, elder law, and estate planning. Visit the Germany law firm's Erie Villager office or website at coelderlaw.net to set up a personalized consultation. Oh, man. Well, this is championship football that we have craved all season long. I was talking with a Fort Morgan play-by-play guy, and I said, what do you think tonight? And he says, I just hope tonight is a good game. And that is exactly what we've gotten. The first nail-biter of the year, just in time. Hey, it's November. I'm checking the date. That means it's nail-biter time for football. A lot of nail-biters last year this month, and it certainly shouldn't be any different here this year as well.
No, and if you're an Erie fan and an Erie player, this is a good game just to be ready for the playoffs. Just for the fans and for the players. Good to see some adversity have to struggle to win a game before the playoffs, in which every down matters.
All right, 4th and 22. Linker takes the snap, being pressured, steps up, fires downfield. It is dropped. Now it's skipped. No catch and a turnover on downs. And Erie's going to have healthy field position with time to run out the clock. And for a moment, it looked like that might be a catch for a first down. We'll take a look, and just skipped a hair short. Linker, though, great job keeping his eyes downfield, steps up, throws a strike just a hair short. But, man, that definitely made me squeeze a little tighter there.
Yeah, that one right at the first down marker. I'm not 100% sure if he would have had it. The ball would have been placed in the exact vicinity of the down marker. So obviously a good play call, but this is where you put in your strong package. You've got 9 linemen. You've got Noah Roper in the de facto Wildcat, as Fort Morgan will take a timeout. And 1 receiver split out, and this is where you say, one last drive.
And we're also going to take a timeout. We'll step aside, catch our breath here on the Erie Tiger Network.
Your backup kicker.
Welcome back in, Erie Tiger Network. 1st and 10 for Erie, 2:21 left. And Noah Roper will run it from the Wildcat here. Heavy package, as you said, right before the timeout. Grayson, and put it in Roper's hands, see if he can't get over 200 yards. He'll follow the blocker, runs and leans forward. And Tigers, I don't think necessarily looking to score, just want to melt some clock. And Fort Morgan had to burn some timeouts. The scoreboard not showing, so I'm not totally sure how many timeouts are left. By the way, that little, we call that a 2-yard pickup for Noah. He's now at 198. So close to being the first 200-yard rusher here against Fort Morgan.
And Erie obviously in a situation where you want to chew clock. 140 and counting. Back judge hasn't signaled yet. That'll probably be when the snap comes. And there is the signal.
Tigers letting it run all the way down here, and they'll actually burn a timeout. Well, let's look at some numbers again. 101 yards passing for the Tigers, 226 yards rushing. And it's been the Roper show. 3 touchdown runs and a touchdown pass. And while we still have time left in this game, our player, our Alex Ailey player of the game, is Noah Roper. A special thanks to Alex for sponsoring our player of the game on Patreon. You can follow Alex Ailey on Twitter at ETNAlexAiley. And if you would like to sponsor a segment, head over to our Patreon and become a segment sponsor today. So thank you, Alex, as it is the waning moments, 1:27 remaining here in this game. Erie on the verge of winning their first league title since 1997, which also happens to be their last state title. Can that happen again this year? Well, you might have the first half of that mission accomplished, but you still gotta get through the finish line here. 1:27 left. Roper claps the hands. McDonald in motion. Takes the ball. Runs to his right. Cuts back to his left. Turns the legs. And Noah Roper's over 200 yards.
DePriest pulls him down.
As he picks up about 6, maybe 7 yards on the play. And so the clock will keep ticking, though. That's the most important thing. 1:06. And the Tigers only a yard away here from getting a first down and ending the game.
And I thought Fort Morgan had 1 timeout left, but probably not. It would have made sense to call it.
I think they used it on that first down run. Roper eludes a defender, tries to lean forward, jump over the pile. I think he's still stopped, maybe a little short.
Look at the spot.
And they're going to stop the clock with 40 seconds left as Roper did not get the yard. Oh, man. So what turns into what you feel like is almost a surefire victory is now going to be real tight. The clock is running, though. And actually, one of the lights was out, so we thought it was 40 seconds. It was 60 seconds. No, okay. One of the lights is out, so good grief. It's 24 seconds left. Erie is going to run this all the way down
to about half a second left. That clock should have been running since it wasn't a first down.
On the reset, though, shouldn't be half a second. If it is under 1 second, the game is actually over. And a timeout with half a second left. And here's what we know. I don't know if you remember a couple years ago, it was the first year of the Erie Tiger Network. Toby Campbell got a play right before the end of the first half. He ran it all the way back, dove for the end zone. They said he stepped out of the 1 with half a second left, and they said that's the end of the half. You can't snap the ball with under a second, and so the official saying, nope, put 1 second back on the clock. So that's what that is.
And if you're Erie, the game can end on a turnover on downs. If my memory serves me right, in high school, just take the snap, wait a second, and then just lie down.
And Noah takes it, will step back, he'll kneel it, and that will do and Erie is your 2018 North Valley League champions for the first time since 1997.
Football game. Final Erie 31, Fort Morgan 28.
And so Erie celebrating down on the field.
That's the end of the regular
and
season
folks,
for Fort Morgan,
they have some merchandise that they are going to be wearing here tonight.
The Mustangs, thank you for coming and have a pleasant
That
Oh.
Mr. Carpenter, and if you take a look here, I don't know if that's too close to the camera or not, but well, it is a little too close. We'll see if we can't maybe zoom out later here in a second, but your Erie Tigers are the 2018 North Valley League champions, as there is Grayson Wolf holding up the shirts that the Tigers will be adorning here this evening. So 31-28 Tigers, probably going to be a top 2 seed in the state tournament next year if you're an Erie fan. If you're an Erie fan, Grayson, what a huge moment in the history of this football program.
This is a huge moment. Obviously a great win for this exceptional senior class, and a good one right before the playoffs. One haven't had to really grit it out so far this year. This one was that kind of game. They did grit it out, and well, now it's time to celebrate.
And celebrating they will do as they are running toward the end zone. And coaches down on the field snapping some pictures. And what a night it is. Victory, once again, the final score 31-28. The Tigers will now head to the playoffs undefeated 10-0. A special thanks to Fort Morgan for being such gracious hosts. The athletic director, Harrison Chisholm, for being accommodating. Of course, our friends with Media Logic Radio and KFTM Hometown Radio here in Fort Morgan for being accommodating as well and setting us up with some internet coverage. For Grayson Wolf, our producer, and our color/cameraman, Grayson Blaylock, I'm Brandon Bird. Thank you so much for joining us tonight. It's not over. The season continues. The story continues. Next week, it's playoff football on the Erie Tiger Network. And until next time, we'll chirp at you later.